This is Populations and Resources, Chapter 2, Lesson 2.1, Activity 2. You should have just completed the warm-up or Activity 1. So, we determined in the last lesson that there must have been more births than deaths since the year 2000 in order to cause the moon jelly population to increase. So, we're now trying to determine whether this happened because the births increased, claim 1, or the deaths decreased, claim 2. We know the moon jelly population increased, and that means that the births must be greater than the deaths in order for the population to increase. So either the births increased or the deaths decreased in order to make the births be greater than the deaths and the population of the moon jellies to increase. So we're in chapter 2 now, and our chapter 2 question is, what could have caused the births to increase or the deaths to decrease in the moon jelly population? So that's what we're trying to figure out. And to figure that out, we're first going to focus on births. So our lesson 2.1 investigation question is, what can change the number of births in a population? So we are investigating what could cause the number of births in a population to change. Reproduction is the process that results in the birth of offspring. So we're going to focus more on this process. Reproduction is the process of creating offspring. This is what we're going to be focusing on right now is reproduction. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be reading an article from the Reproduction and Energy article set. You will read one of the articles and the introduction. So everyone will read the introduction, which is this page. Everyone will read the introduction, and then you pick one of the four other articles to read. So you're either going to read about sockeye salmon, which is pretty relevant to our area. You can read about emperor penguins, fireflies, or elephant seals. Again, you need to read the introduction, and when you are in the article, to get to the table of contents, you click on this little thing in the middle here. So 1 is the intro. After you read the intro, you need to pick one of the other articles to read. So if I pick sockeye salmon, this is what I'm going to read. You need to make sure that you annotate your article. So if we go back to the active reading guidelines, we can see that this is what we should be doing. We should be thinking about what we're reading, paying attention to our own understanding, and as we read, we should annotate the text to make a record of our thinking. Highlight challenging words, add notes to record questions, and make connections to your own experience. So if I'm in here and I want to highlight, I would just hold and drag, and then I click on highlight. And then if I highlight something, I need to write down why I highlighted it. So you write down why you highlighted. Like, what made you highlight that? Just highlighting does not count as an annotation. You need to, if you highlight, you need to also have a note. You can click on the images, and that will pull up a box, and you can make a comment there. You can also click on the side here and add a note. So if you just wanted to kind of add a note next to this whole paragraph, instead of highlighting the whole paragraph, annotations are any thoughts that come to your mind, any questions you have, any thoughts you have, connections to what we're learning in class, anything that comes to your mind, you would just write it down. That's related to the article, you just write it down as you're reading. So again, we have the intro and one of the other four articles. So I'll be asking that you have at least 3 annotations to get credit for your work, but you should annotate anytime you have a thought and you need to. So go to Amplify Lesson 2.1, open the article set and read the article and complete your annotations. And don't forget to press hand in when you're done.